Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to tag and store customer feedback in Airtable from Google Forms. So let's suppose I'm running a business and I'm collecting all the customer feedback with the help of Google Forms. I want that whenever there is a new form submission, automatically all the details should be added to my Airtable database, and I have also created a dedicated field to create a tag in that. Now doing this manually will consume a lot of my time, so I've completely automated this process, and to do this automation I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no coding or programming skills. Here I just need to build connection between Google Forms and Airtable. With the help of Pabbly Connect, I'm going to build this connection in such a way that whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, automatically these details will be added to my Airtable database. Now if you want to learn the step-by-step process, then let me take you all to my screen. So here in this video, we are going to see how we can collect the customer response from Google Forms and add all the response to my Airtable. For this, I am going to create an amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between these two applications, Google Forms and Airtable. So this is the landing page of Pabbly, and you can visit this simply by typing pabbly.com in your browser. Now before we sign into our Pabbly account, let me quickly take you towards Pabbly community. So you can join this Pabbly community to connect with business owners, experts, and the Pabbly support team. You can share tips, ask questions, and get quick solutions to your automation challenges. You can stay updated on latest features and collaborate with thousands of users who help and support each other every day. Now, if you want to learn how you can join this community, then please check out the link given in the description. Let's move back towards Pabbly. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly account. On the top right corner, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, click on the sign in, and if you are a new user, click on the sign up for free, and this will give you 100 tasks free on monthly basis. As I'm an existing user, I'll go with the sign in. And here all Pabbly apps page has appeared, which is showing me all the Pabbly applications. I'm going to click on this Pabbly Connect Access Now. And here it has taken me towards this dashboard where I will be able to find all my workflows over here and all the folders which I've created over here. Now if you want to create a new folder, simply click on this plus icon, and from here you can create a new folder. For now, I want to create a new workflow, for which I need to click on this create workflow, and I need to select the workflow builder. We have this new beta which is modern, faster and more flexible one, and then we have this classic which is a stable and a familiar approach. I'm going to select the classic, and now I'm going to name this workflow as tag and store customer feedback in Airtable from Google Forms, and then I'm going to select the folder. Now these are the folders which have been created, and here I'm going to select it as all automations and then click on create. So here workflow created successfully. As soon as I click on create, you will see two boxes have appeared in front of me. One is trigger, other is action. So trigger says when this happens, and action says do this. Trigger is basically an event which starts the automation of a workflow. There can be only one trigger step in a workflow, but as many as action steps as you want. Here in this workflow, I want to tag and store the customer feedback in Airtable from Google Forms, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new response from Google Forms, automatically I'm going to create the field in my Airtable and add all the response in this particular database, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new form response, this complete workflow here will get triggered, because trigger says when this happens. So when I'm going to receive a new form submission and action says do this, then add all the feedback to my Airtable database. Here in my trigger application, I will be taking Google Forms, and then in my action application, I will be taking Airtable. Here in my trigger application, let me quickly take Google Forms. And in my trigger event, I'm going to take this new response received. Now I need to make connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms, for which a webhook URL is provided to me. And this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge to connect my Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. So reading this help desk, I'm going to build this connection, and to make this connection, let me open my Google Forms. So this is the Google Forms which I have created by the name customer feedback form, and it has all the fields like name, email, how would you rate your experience, feedback, or the comment, category of feedback. Now I have created this category of feedback so as to add the tag in this Airtable database which I have created. I have created this tag as the last field, and I am going to select the category of the feedback, and then this is going to help me segregate what feedback I have to prioritize. So here I have created this form, and the last is date of experience. So here I am going to fill this form, and before doing that I have to go towards the responses, and then I have to click on this view in sheets. You will see that Google Forms and Google Sheets are connected. So here this sheet has opened in front of me. It has all the fields, and this is the same name, customer feedback form tag. You can see the name of the form is same, and we have all the fields which are here in this form are present in this particular spreadsheet, and this shows this Google Forms and Google Sheets are connected. So whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, all the details will be added to my Google Sheets spreadsheet, this one. So now I'm going to do the form submission first. To do this form submission, I'm going to click on this copy respondent link, copy the link to this form and paste it in a new tab. I'm going to open this, and then I'm going to fill some dummy details in all these fields. I'm going to enter my name as current user, then my email address as current@pabblytudes.com. Then I'm going to enter how would you rate your experience as 5, feedback and comment as liked your service and products. Then the category of feedback is general feedback, and then the date of experience is 18th August 2025. I am going to do this form submission, and you will see all the details which we have just filled is going to be added to my Google Sheet spreadsheet. Let me open my spreadsheet, and here it is. So here the timestamps are present, the time and the date of this form submission, and then we have received this name as current user, email address as current@pabblytudes.com, experience is 5, feedback is like your service and products, then the category of feedback is general feedback, and the date of experience is this. Now here, as soon as I have done this form submission, I need to make connection between this Pabbly Connect workflow and my Google Sheet spreadsheet so that I can send all these details to my workflow. And to do that, I have to go towards this extensions, go towards this add-ons, and then click on this get add-ons. Here Google Workspace Marketplace will appear in front of me, where I need to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks, and you will see I have already installed this. But if you are doing this for the first time, make sure that you follow the same process and install this. Now after that you install this, it will start appearing over here, and from here you have to go towards the initial setup, and then this box will appear in front of you, where you need to enter the webhook URL and the trigger column. So this is the same webhook URL which I am provided in my Pabbly Connect workflow. I am going to copy this webhook URL, paste it over here, and then I am going to enter the trigger column. So here it says the trigger column will be a final data entry column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So here my final data entry column is column G, which means whenever I am going to capture the data in this particular column, the complete row data will be sent to my Pabbly Connect workflow. I am going to add the trigger column as column G. Column G simply means the last data entry column on which we are going to add the data. So I have added the column G as trigger column, which means the final data entry column. I hope this is very clear to you now. So now I'm simply going to click on the send test to send all this data which I have in my spreadsheet to my workflow, and you will see the test data will be sent successfully. And now to make this setup, I have to click on the submit, and you will see the setup configured successfully. So here we have successfully built this connection, and now we have to follow a very important step after this also. We have to go towards this extensions, go towards this Pabbly Connect webhooks, and then click on the send on event. So this step will make sure whatever data we add in future, which means whatever form response we receive in future, that data is also sent to my workflow. If I open my workflow, we will see that we have received this response. We have received this response 9 seconds ago. And if I scroll down, you will be able to find these are the same exact details which we have filled while filling the form. Current user was the name, email address was current@pabblytudes.com, comment was this, rating was this, date of experience was this, category of feedback was this. Here, as soon as I've done this form submission, I have captured that detail in the spreadsheet and then I've sent that to my workflow, and this shows the connection setup which we have created between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms that is successful. And now whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, I will start capturing that response here in this workflow. Now moving on towards the next step, whenever I receive a new form submission, I want to add that to my Airtable. So here in my action application, I am simply going to select it as Airtable. And in my action event, I'm going to select it as create record and then click on connect. Now, if you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, then click on this connect with Airtable. Here we have to add the resources. If you want to add a particular base, you can do that. I'm going to click on this add all resources, and all current and future bases in all current and future workspaces are added. So here I'm going to grant away the permission. Your data is completely saved with Pabbly Connect, so you can do this, and you will see Airtable is connected with Pabbly Connect. And now I have to select the base name. Here I have created the base by the name Google Forms Responses. So I'm going to select the same base as that, which is this one, Google Forms Responses. You will see that the table name will be automatically detected, and then I have all the fields which I have in this Airtable database. Over here you can see that in my workflow I have all the fields: name, email, rating, feedback tag, name, email, rating, feedback tag. Now I'm going to enter all these details, but I'm not going to enter any of these details manually. Instead, I'm going to use a method called mapping, which means I'm going to enter the data from the previous response. I have received the response from Google Forms, and when I click on this field, I can see this Google Forms. When I click on this, I can see all the response which I have received from Google Forms. Now I'm going to map the name. So by clicking on that particular response, I have mapped this field. Now I'm going to enter the email address, which is current@pabblytudes.com, rating is 5, and then the feedback is all product, like your service and product, and then the tag is, I have created a dedicated tag in my Airtable for the feedback, category feedback. So here I have received a general feedback. Here it says general feedback. So I have mapped that. Now over here, mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response, it is taken into consideration in this field. Manually entering the data will make this field static, and the information will not change even if you have received the new response. Over here, if I manually enter any detail, this field will become static, and every time I receive a new response, the result will not change. So as to keep these fields dynamic, we use this process mapping instead of manually entering the details. After entering all these details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. Here enable forecasting is false. I've selected it as false, and then we have also received the response. Let me open my database and check whether all the details are added here or not. I'm going to refresh this page once. And here it is, we have added all the details. The name was current user, email address was current@pabblytudes.com, rating is 5, feedback is this, and the tag. Here we have added a tag as the general feedback, and this is going to help me prioritize what feedback I'm going to resolve or search for. So here now to summarize, we took Google Forms as a trigger application where we made connection with Pabbly Connect. We received the new response from the Google Forms, and then we automatically added that to Google Sheets. And from here, this particular spreadsheet, I send the data to my workflow. As soon as we received the response here, we wanted to add that to Airtable. So we took our action application as Airtable, selected the event as create record, select the base which we have created, and after mapping all the response, we have simply executed this workflow and added all the customer feedback details and the response here in this database. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run, and here we have successfully created automation between Google Forms and Airtable with the help of Pabbly Connect. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate many more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now if you have any doubt, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com.
If you have any query, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issue, you can visit the website given over here. Also, if you find our videos helpful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe to our channel.